What's up, people? Just a little market recap from the depression cave. There's nothing to be depressed about right now. I mean, we are having still the greatest action that I've seen in 15 years. You can't lose money as long as you have patience and remain long. You gave up on the Zynga, did you? Now, we told you once it broke back over 13, all we needed to do is get past 1350 and this thing would be off to the races. Closing at an all-time high today at 1465, still going higher in the aftermarket. Now, we had a little trouble with the Vivas today, didn't we? VVUS, shorting it one after another, waiting for this thing to break down, never broke down, churning our count a little bit, but eventually did break down. We made all that money back on the trade. Now, we were also talking about some stocks that are making their way back up. We're talking about some stocks like Nuance and Riverbed. Some of the only stocks out there that haven't fully recovered from where they came from. Because in a bull market, you got to know that once these stocks take a little tumble after they report their earnings, as long as they stop going down, you know that was just a sell on the earnings kind of situation, and they're going to go right back to where they came from. Even in the face of what looked like were terrible earnings reports on the Zynga, when a stock doesn't die, what do? Who loves you and who do you love? When a stock doesn't die, what do you have to do? You buy it. Don't think about what you read. Zynga, perfect example, would not die. You thought it was going to roll over, didn't you? With all the bad headlines. Oh, that bubble's been popped. Oh, that was a flash in the pan. Come on, this is the Apple, Facebook, revolution, Obama. Armageddon rally. You can't get in its way, kids. Stop trying to figure it out and stop asking me to tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. Look, I think it's good enough that I can tell you in the moment what's going to happen 4 minutes later. If I could give you a 4-minute head start on the world and on life, that's all you need, even if it's a 10-second head start. We had a few losers today. Of course, we have losers every day. But again, at the end of the day, the winners trump the losers. Now, here's the thing. You're all wondering one thing. When am I going to cover these Qs? Now, to offset this awful debacle of this market that goes up every day, I've been selling puts on the way up to offset the amount of money I'm losing on the calls that I've been writing. Now, there's going to be a time where I'm going to cash out. That day will probably be tomorrow. Now, obviously, I'm going to be taking a loss on the Qs because even though I was selling puts all along, once they got past 63.5, the threshold of pain, I should have got out of the entire position at that time, but I refused not to because I thought maybe we would roll over and give back to possibly 63.5 on the Qs. That was my target price on a pullback. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. And the answer is yes. We can go up every single day. The Dow 20 Thou theory apparently is taking on a new life of its own. If you Google Dow 20 Thou, you'll see some guys out there, some notable guys, calling for the same number that I've been calling since March of 2010. The market's too awesome to ignore. And the greatest part about it, and I think I reiterate this point every day, is that not only can you make money on the long side, which is pretty stupidly easy, but when a stock is weak in a market like this, you know you've got a weak stock, and the stock has followed through. There was a time today where I was thinking this is looking like a real choppy, awful day. Next thing you know, volume comes in, and we find 3 or 4 good trades. That's why if you come into the chat room between 9:30 and 9:40, sometimes I'm not saying a word. I don't even start broadcasting. I want to wait through all that noise. And then if I don't do a trade between 9:45 and 10 o'clock, you're just sitting there waiting for something to happen, right? Where are the winners? Give me something. You just waited out. Let's assume we waited all day today. We waited around all day for the Zynga to break 1375. Broke it, went right to 14. You could have added or even took your profit right there. But Zynga on its way to 14, you had to give this thing a shot with the momentum and knowing in the back of your brain that, wait a second, here's a stock that just refuses to go down. And what do we do to stocks that don't want to go down? We buy them. It's that easy. What's the easiest thing is that the trade that used to work, and the reason everybody loved 1999 was this trade. Stock breaks the previous day's high, you buy it, it goes higher. Mind-blowing concept. But you know what? There was a time when that wasn't working. Stocks were breaking the previous day's high, going up for 10 cents and then rolling over and dying and doing nothing. Now, stocks are breaking the previous day's highs and running and rocketing and breaking out. And why can't the market go down? Because when Apple takes a day off, you got Priceline. If Priceline and Apple take a day off, you'll have Netflix and Google and Amazon. If they decide to take the day off, the chip sector as a whole will carry the market. There's too much things, otherwise known as breadth. It's so widespread. We can't go down, people. And we're not going to go down. Obama. People wanted to know how I strayed from the path of the Ron Paul to the Obama. I have to. I have to, because I will not get in the way of the Obama rally. I will not stray from the path of rooting on Obama when he's creating wealth for me and my family and my friends. Now, if you're out there and this market's running and it means nothing to you, this is what you need to do. Get involved. Get involved. Get $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever you could scrape together. And I'll show you how to put it to work for the best benefit of your situation. Whatever it takes. And god damn, if you're paying a financial advisor to advise you in this market and he's losing you money, fire his ass. Fire his ass. Do not pay people for advice. Because if they're not doing it for you every day, it's not worth it. And if you're afraid to get into the market, then come join us and be traders. If you want to go to cash every day and just milk what the market shows you every day, I am not in the market right now. I own some Google and Penson and some Harvard Financial. Squat. At the end of the day, I want to be free, just in case something happens. Because I know that there's going to be 13 or 15 or 20 different opportunities tomorrow to make 50 cents or $1 or even 15 cents a couple of different times. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing the greatest stock market rally in the history of mankind. Don't let it get past you. Don't let it leave without you. We're still, as some people say, we're still in the early innings. The rocket hasn't left. We're still right in the atmosphere, about to blast off, and that's only into space. We haven't even got to outer space yet. And then outer space. Think about it.